All right, welcome back. I've got two special guests with me who are former students. I got Desai Lopez and Kori McCoy, who we affectionately refer to as Co. Guys, do you want to introduce yourselves? I mean, I could give the high level bio, but you probably are better at introducing yourselves than I am.
Yeah. My name is Kori McCoy. Like Mr. Heath said, I go by Co. I took Mr. Heath class twice, financial accounting and managerial accounting with him at College of San Mateo. I spent 2 years there, got my AA. Now I'm currently at Cal State East Bay, about to finish up in December to get my finance degree.
Yep. My name is Desai Lopez. I also have Mr. Heath as my financial accounting professor. I think only 1 year. I don't know if I did 2 years, but yeah, I got my AA degree at CSM for economics and business. Transferred over to San Diego State. I completed my business degree and my accounting degree also over there. I did 3 years over there, and also played on the men's basketball team. So I just finished up that right now.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you guys showing up for this. And I'll just, before I dive into the questions, I'll just let you know that two of my favorite moments, or two of the top 5 favorite moments of teaching, has been with the two of you. Right. So I tell everybody that during the pandemic, it was the worst experience of my entire life teaching. And to just switch things up, I bought some student a fucking pizza, and had it ordered to his house during a lecture, and it was you, Desai. And I tell everybody, I was I was gonna get this kid any fucking pizza that he wanted from anywhere, and he fucking chose Domino's pizza.
Yeah, cool.
And I was fuck, man, who does that?
I just remember you took us out to the sushi spot up the street from the school.
Yeah.
That was good. That was real good.
That was a much better. That was a much better meal than Domino's. But dude, I told that story for years, and I was man, I gotta try this Domino's pizza. So my wife and I ordered Domino's pizza maybe a year ago, and it was better than I remembered, but it's been probably decades since I had that.
It's definitely Little Caesars level. It's maybe above Little Caesars, 1 inch above.
I think Costco's probably in that bucket of pizza. I think I'm leaving Costco.
I think Costco is the higher echelon of that level. Exactly. They're probably the highest.
I didn't even think he was gonna actually give me a pizza, so I at that moment. Domino's. 5 minutes later, somebody rang my doorbell. There's Domino's pizza at my door.
And then the second one, which is a little more corny, I went to one of your games, and I sat up in the stands, and I was fairly high up in the stands, and the two of you ran up to just show your appreciation for me showing up, and both gave me hugs. And I honestly, that's been one of the more than the Domino's pizza, that was a very meaningful moment for me. I don't know if you guys remember that, but
no, I do. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
My parents know who you are just off the simple fact. I mean, we'll get into it later in your podcast, but yeah, you guys, you're the one that pointed me in the direction of doing that internship with PwC. I would have never thought in my head to even try to go for that. So they understand your accounting professor is the one that introduced you to that. So you got to thank him. They want to talk to you as well. They talk about you as well.
Nice.
Definitely played a role in our lives too. I know that for a fact.
I appreciate that. Well, I feel that's probably a good place to start this conversation, right? So are you guys cool with sharing just how you grew up and what the conversations were about education and money and wealth? You guys feel comfortable sharing that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, go.
So, I grew up in a big household. I had 4 siblings, 2 parents in the household. I'm the second youngest, so I got an older brother, two older sisters, and a younger sister. So, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment for a lot of my life. So I slept on the floor, couch, anywhere I could sleep. So, I didn't really realize how, like disadvantaged we were because, it was just life. That's the way only thing I knew. So growing up, it was just, this is what it is. Like I didn't really care. That's what it was. But as it pertains to schooling, I didn't really get all the best grades in school. I got them all from A to F's, you know. But but I'll say this: I always knew I was going to college because I wanted to play sports in college, so that was my main priority. I was like, I got to figure this out. So when high school came, I locked in, turned it up. I got a 3.7 my freshman year. Uh, Ended up maintaining about 3.0 all 4 years, and then so once my senior year came, I was being recruited by junior colleges in the area, and I just settled on San Mateo. And I realized San Mateo is actually a good junior college. And once I got there, it was a lot of support. Uh, Mr. Heath was the only teacher there that actually reached out to me and was like, took a liking to me, because I took his class on Zoom. It was COVID, so we took it on Zoom. And from a Zoom class, he started reaching out, and I always was like, "That's cool. That's real cool," because no other teacher did that. But as it pertains to my background too, I would say, yeah, we didn't have a lot, but I had everything I needed, So as I stand today, I just feel like I'm humbled by them experiences, and especially me and somebody like Desai. I met him at junior college too. Somebody that's like-minded, coming from the similar backgrounds, and we just trying to make it out and have a better life and push our generation forward, more than our parents did. So that's just my whole mindset.
Did your parents have any role in you knew you were going to college? Like, was that a conversation that you guys had at home?
It wasn't a conversation that needs to be had because I knew I was going. Like, it was like understood. You're going. Like, I would say from my other siblings, like they did parent us kind of differently. My older sisters, they didn't go to college, but my oldest brother, he went to college. So it was kind of like, I think every kid got their own type of parenting.
Totally.
Because I wanted to do sports, so they go hand in hand. So I had to go. My sisters, they didn't really, play a sport. They was just kind of like, as long as they being productive people in society, that's all my parents cared about with them.
Nice.
With me though, I wanted something bigger than that. So, school was the outlet.
And how about the money conversations? Did you guys ever, was that a topic of conversation ever? Like growing up?
Money was definitely a topic. I would say though, it wasn't really discussed with me though. Like, because like I said, I had everything I needed. So they didn't really, I didn't see that side of, of the struggle, even though I could tell you look around, but like, we never really discussed it.
But
like, I just know,
did they ever talk to you about, or did like you have conversations with your siblings about like credit cards and like
credit cards,
investing? No.
A little bit about credit. I didn't get a credit card till like 2 years ago, so that really wasn't, the economics and all that. That wasn't talked about. I kind of learned that on my own, I'd say.
Okay.
They were more about character traits and just being a good person.
Nice.
But in terms of that, I didn't learn that until I got to you.
Well, that's why I'm having you guys come on, and that's why I'm doing this podcast, is to try to like have these conversations earlier rather than, a lot of people have these conversations in their mid-30s, like they start thinking about building wealth. Obviously, college is a different issue, but money definitely is something that not a lot of people talk about. And so, like, I'm just trying to demystify the conversations because hopefully, hopefully it's not as intimidating as it seems. Like when you don't know much about money, it seems like overwhelming and intimidating. But the reality is it's not really that difficult to learn and understand. And so that's really the main point of this, is to just get people thinking about it way earlier than their mid-30s. What was the transition like at CSM? So just in a little bit of context, the two of you were at CSM during the COVID lockdown. And so like your experience may not be the typical community college experience, but like, how did you feel? What was your thoughts about the classes that you took, the instructors that you were coming across? Obviously you don't have to talk about me, but I'm just curious in general, like what was the experience like coming to CSM, being a student athlete, trying to balance, practice and the commute and the schoolwork. Like, can you just share what that experience was like for you guys?
Yeah, I'll go first. Well, this was my first year playing college basketball, so I had been removed from high school for a year. So COVID, nothing happened that year, so it was all COVID. So it was 2 years removed now. So I get up to the school finally, and I just remember it was long days. I'm coming from Richmond, so I'm hour and a half commute. We having to be there at like 7 in the morning for like pre-workouts. After that, from like 9:30 to 12, we got study hall. From after that 12 to like 4 is just dead time. We're not doing nothing, but I'm not gonna go home. We just hang around.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of hanging around and just out there all day, long days. Like I'm not getting home until probably like 8 o'clock, and then got to
Right.
get right back up and go do it again. And Desai, no, he's coming from the East Bay as well, so it's a lot of just commute and a lot of just standing around. Like junior college is no joke if you're an athlete, because you don't have any resources really. On the sports side, you kind of like, it's no apartment, no dorms. You just hanging out in your car a lot. Up at the school trying to find places to just rest, and in between practice or whatever you got to do. But from the school side, I would say the teachers were solid. I would give my head coach this a lot of credit. He definitely helped get me acclimated to college, because I did not do any of that stuff. Like he picked our classes for us, all that was handled. So I give him a lot of credit for that, because that takes a load off you. Um, the teachers, Mr. Gaines was a good teacher. He was
Nice.
African American studies,
Yeah.
great teacher.
He's
I
awesome.
took his class on Zoom. I want to say I took a lady named Miss Ruth for kinesiology.
Nice.
She was nice. Like all the teachers were real kind. I had another teacher though. He gave me a C minus. I needed a C. But he was cool. He was cool still, because the semester ended and he let me just write a paper, and he went and changed my grade for me. So I appreciate him for that. So I would say overall, all the teachers there were pretty, like, they wanted to see you succeed,
Nice.
and I appreciated that.
Nice.
The coaches academically, they really wanted to see you succeed. Like they made it easier for you. In terms of the culture of the campus, like you said, it was COVID, so we weren't up there with all the students. But the students that were up there, I mean, it wasn't that much interaction. We would see a few. We would really interact with like the football team,
Yeah.
the softball team, like a lot of the sports teams was our main interactions. That was cool. Everybody was kind. We never had a problem with anybody up there. Or at least I never did. I'm not gonna speak for Desai,
Yeah.
but I never had a problem up there. It was smooth, beautiful campus. I love the campus.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You
Yeah,
gotta say something about the campus.
yeah,
Campus is beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a
campus
beautiful junior
beautiful,
college.
Yeah.
beautiful view. Like I love that school. If I could go back and do it again, I would still go there.
Nice.
So overall, it was great people,
Nice.
great school, and great views.
I like it.
Great views.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll touch on that as well. I'd say from high school to junior college, academically, I feel like I was very prepared, because I feel like high school was very vigorous for me, just going to Catholic school, coming out of a public school all my life, a Catholic private school. So I was more prepared to do well over there. I was struggling a little bit in high school, just because it was difficult, a lot more difficult than it would be going to a public school. So going to San Mateo, I kind of knew exactly what area I wanted to be in, even though I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be around business. I wanted to be around economics. So I was able to choose these classes for myself. But then again, like Coach said, we got a lot of help with academic advisors and our coach himself, putting us in the correct classes for us to, get our A degree in the fastest time we can. So, yeah, I'll say during COVID specifically, I came a year or two before you, Cole. A year
Probably
before you,
yeah, a year before me. Yep.
a year before me. So I was able to experience. Man, I feel like I've been in college a long time, Mr. Heath. I'm not gonna lie,
It feels like it's been a
I've been.
long time.
Sheesh. I graduated 2019. I did 1 year in at CSM, and this is before COVID, so everything was normal. Campus was there was a lot. It was flooded. There was a lot of people on campus. It was a good experience. It was a good college experience. But like Coach said, it was a grind. I had to commute with a couple of the guys from the East Bay. We would all take one car, and I would be the one driving. I think I had my dad's car at that time. I had like a minivan, so I'm picking up everybody early in the mornings. We had early morning lifts, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We waking up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. We traveling every day, and we staying there the whole day. There's no point for us to go back across the bridge, so we would stay there the whole day, chill. I mean, I built a lot of great relationships, throughout them years. You with these guys all day. It's you build a brotherhood. So, I did that my first year. Then COVID hit. We was online for the most part, but then we started working out as well. But it was the same thing, commuting, traveling, and I also did a third year at CSM as well, because just for eligibility reasons, I got one more year back. So I was like, yeah, I might as well play one more year and see how that goes. But I actually finished my AA degree my second year, so I got my economics and business degree my second year, and I think I just took a couple extra classes my third year. But yeah, it was a good experience overall.
Nice. And how? So I remember, like maybe 2 days ago, I saw somebody post something on LinkedIn. It was like, or LinkedIn automatically posted something for them. They're like, "Hey, so and so celebrating 4 years at community college." I started laughing. I was like, "Who the fuck is gonna celebrate that?" And then I realized the individual worked there, and I was like, "Oh,
Mm,
okay, that makes sense." But I was in community college for 4 years myself, and it was like nothing to celebrate. Um,
Yeah.
but I remember, I remember like it's the back of my hand, the transition from community college to my 4 year university. I like leading into it, I was really concerned about whether I was going to be academically prepared. I was worried that I was going to like make friends, and like it was definitely, I remember the actual transition. It was hard for me. Like the classes were just a lot harder. The teachers didn't seem like they cared as much about you the same way they did at community college. Ultimately, I ended up landing on my feet, but like that first year for me, I felt was like a real growing moment, and it was a difficult transition for me. Like I'm just wondering for you guys, like when you transferred out of CSM and decided going to San Diego State,
yeah.
McCoy going to CSU, East Bay, like how has the transition been, or how was the transition?
Yeah, I could start on that, Cole. You want me
Yeah.
to?
Now
'Cause
you can go.
that
Yeah.
this was a huge time in my life for me, and I feel like it could have went either which way. Like you said, it was a difficult time for you. I feel like I thought I would have everything in control, handled, coming from a private high school, and then going to College of San Mateo, because they're both very good schools. When I went to San Diego State my first year, and it was more because I wasn't an athlete at the time. I was just a regular student, and I feel like as athletes, we don't understand how much access we
Assistance.
have,
Hmm.
assistance we have. We get a lot of help and we get a lot of guidance. We're not on the wait list. We get a lot of, we're spoiled. Just keep it plain and simple. So I came to San Diego State and I was on the wait list for a couple classes. I had no idea what a wait list was. My spoiled self. I'm like, wait, how do I get off this wait list? Like I'm talking to my counselor, which I couldn't get even a hold of too, because it's a huge school. So I'm on the wait list to talk to my academic advisor. So I'm like, oh man, this is not easy. Like I don't even know what to do with my classes. I don't know which route to take. I don't know what classes I'm supposed to take, and I don't know what to do if I don't get into a class. So I had to navigate through that myself, on top of the social norm, everything. You have to figure out who you want to hang out with, and I came out to San Diego not knowing anybody. Um, but I made my way fast. But my first year, I struggled a lot academically, and it was not because I wasn't doing the work. Because I was finishing my work, but it was more the test. I wasn't preparing enough for the test. I wasn't for the exams, and I thought I can fly by. I thought I'll figure it out. I'll be all right. Nah, I wasn't able to get by, and that first semester I was on academic probation. They had just changed that rule that year, that if you get 3 years of academic probation to get it back up, or 3 semesters of academic probation to get it back up. And they just changed it that year, that if you do one more semester of academic probation, that you're gonna get kicked out of San Diego State. So I'm scrambling now, like, okay, I got to do better my second semester. Let me lock in. The thing is, I had a lot of time, but I didn't have that same structure I had as an athlete, waking up in the morning, study hall. So now it was all on my own time. I had to figure out how to schedule my day and be disciplined with my day. And I felt like I thought I can fly by a lot, and that's not the case.
Did you,
So
did you, was it, do you think it was like the way that you were studying, Or do you think it was more
Yeah,
about dedicating the right amount of time? Like, what did you learn when you made that transition from the shitty academic
yeah,
probation semester to something more successful? Like,
yeah.
what did you do differently?
Yeah, nah, for sure. And let me say, it wasn't just one shitty semester; it was two.
Oh,
I got kicked out.
did you really?
I I had two semesters. I tried to get it up. I got kicked out. I got kicked out for 2 days, and that's a whole different story that I could go into. But that doesn't. I got kicked out for 2 days. I had to write appeals of why I wasn't focused in school and why I wasn't doing well. And that in itself is a miracle for me to even get back into San Diego State. And I would probably not even be sitting right here if I was able to get right back into San Diego State. But that was a yeah. After that semester, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong. And like you said, I think it was just finding time to study correctly, and really sitting down and understanding. Not just doing homework and getting by is going to get you to pass classes, especially these courses that we're taking at San Diego State. You have to really understand the criteria and really ask questions and really go into office hours and really apply yourself. And I think, I was so used to like CSM, like I could get by at CSM easily and do well at CSM, but I think it was different because I was in a different headspace, not being an athlete and just being a regular, just being a student. But yeah, I was able to turn around the next year, and luckily that next year is when I walked onto the basketball team as well, and I had a personal academic advisor, and I had my little privileges back and my help back. So I was able to really lock in and focus on that because I'm able to call my academic advisor right now to this day, and she'll help me on any type of homework I need. But yeah, nah, I definitely made me build a lot more respect and a lot more admiration just for students that are doing it on a regular daily basis that are not athletes because it's hard, it's competitive still, and I didn't realize that, and you don't realize that as an athlete when you're growing up and everything is kind of you're spoiled.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
Co, before I get to you, decide, is there any advice that you would give CSM students who are transferring off to a 4-year university? Like, what's the most, and maybe not the
yeah,
important, but what do you think is the most on point advice you could give a
yeah,
student?
yeah. I say if you're an athlete, if you're a student athlete, I say apply that same hunger and determination you have for your sport academically, and that's needless to say. But really focus on that when you're going to a 4-year university because now they're not holding your hand. It's a bigger school. There's a lot more other factors you have to deal with. But keep that same hunger and determination that you have for your sport in the classroom. Like really go out your way to go talk to your teacher, to really go to office hours, to ask questions. And for me, I was more of a quiet type. Like I'll sit in the class, I'll ask a couple questions, but if I'm not interested, I'm not going out my way to do a lot. Um, but you have to in every class. If you want to get your degree, you have to, and you have to really, talk to the students around you. They're in the same predicament as you, and they have the same goals. Really network. That's one thing I really learned. You have to network. You have to talk. You have to connect with other people because it's only going to help you at the end of the day. So don't try to do it alone. Ask for help and really just apply yourself.
That's huge. Those are life
Yeah.
skills, dude. Those are
For sure.
those skills that you just articulated are going to be the same exact skills that make you successful at PwC. Like your
Sure.
first year at PwC is going to be the same transition. You're going to get your ass kicked sort of the same way you did at San Diego State. And so I would
Hmm.
really encourage you to network, ask questions. Like kids, when back in the office when I wasn't teaching, but when I was consulting, I would have kids come into my office and we would talk about a project. And it was always the kids that said they understood what was expected of them and walked out without asking questions. Those kids, I was like, yeah, that fucking kid has no idea what's going on. Like he's going to come
Yeah.
back or she's going to come back in a couple of days and they're going to deliver something that's totally off point. It was the
Right.
kids that have the self-confidence to ask questions like, I don't fucking understand this. Can you please explain this more? Those were the kids that generally outperformed everybody else. And so those skills that you just articulated, I promise you, Desai, are going to be super helpful to you throughout the rest of your life, no matter what situation you're in. All right, Chloe,
Sure.
those are big shoes to fill. That was a pretty
Yeah, for
awesome
sure.
answer. And I'm just gonna say, man, Man, you guys are fucking matching really well in this podcast. Like the couple.
Hey, this is my dog. Me and Cole, we probably we got real close in junior college, and since then we both been we been staying in contact. Even though I'm all the way out here in San Diego, this dude comes out and sees me every other month. You know what I mean? So that's my dog. We talk a lot about just business and just life overall.
That's
For
huge.
sure.
I have friends that I connected with at the community college level that I'm still very close with to this day. So you guys are going to be sharing stories for the next 30 years.
No, for sure.
Anyway, Ko, how about you? What was your transition like?
Going to after leaving San Mateo, a lot of people don't know this. I transferred to College of Marin to play basketball for a semester. That ended up not working out, so now I'm stuck in Marin, and I gotta figure it out now. So I'm still in touch with the advisor and everything, and they got me through my last semester, got me my last classes that I needed to graduate. So I graduated from San Mateo. From San Mateo, I took a year off from school. I was just working. And I ain't gonna lie, this time I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but I'm like in shock because I'm like, where do I go with my athletic career? And I'm like, it comes to the realization like it's over. Like, it's over. So now I'm just like, man, what I'm gonna do? Like, where I'm gonna go? I'm like, all right, let me make my CSU account, apply. Desai was telling me, man, bro, go apply, man, go apply. I'm like, all right, because I'm kind of like at this point, like, do I even want to go back? Like, maybe I could do something else. Like, I don't know. But I was like, I'm just gonna apply. So I applied a lot of online programs, all in CSU. I got into East Bay, and I was like, I think that works. I get into East Bay, and I'm like, okay, somebody's gonna come on and assist me. Like nobody's coming to help you. Like everything is by yourself.
There's nobody watching out for Ko.
I'm like, all right, somebody help me out. So I'm having to do all the reaching out. I'm like to this day, I still don't even know my advisor is really. I'm just, I just call who I can call. So like I'm figuring it out. I get into the classes and everything. So I took financial modeling my first semester and like 3 other classes. So I'm taking 4 classes. I want to say I W 2 of them because I'm like, oh my God, like this Excel, this real advanced. I'm like, and I ain't got nobody to, hey coach, can you talk to the team? Like what's going on? Like, no, it's none of that. So I'm like, let me just W this class. I'm like, God, this was hard. So like now I'm like, God, this is not JUCO. Like JUCO is easy. Like, and this is online. And online, I would say is different from in person because I think you're teaching yourself even more. Like you're doing double the time.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I got to do double the time because there's no Zoom sessions, nothing. Everything is really like you got to log on, watch the 2-hour lectures, videos every day, study. And it's like, I would say it's more time consuming than going in person because somebody's not telling you anything. You have to do all yourself. It's a lot of brain work. So that was like a real wake up call. Like, no, you really have to go do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was the biggest thing I seen. And then I got in the hang of it about fall 2024. That's when I really got my footing. And I'm like, all right, this is easier. So I had to make my schedule. I'm like, Mondays, I'm studying this 2 classes. Wednesday, I'm studying this. Thursday, this. We usually got homework due Sundays. So I'm like, every week, knock everything out. Don't wait to do it on Sunday, Saturday, like you in junior college. You got to do it a couple days before. Just get it out the way because it's a lot on that dashboard. Yeah, that was a tough transition. And then also just the communication, like he said, there's no coach to lean on. There's no even teammates to lean on. Hey, bro, did you talk to the teacher? And like, I don't know nobody up there. I'm still up there just by yourself. So being by yourself is hard. And I appreciate being an athlete because it's the easiest. It's so easy. Like everything's there for you. You just got to go do the work.
Do you still feel like you're alone? Because you're still at CSU, right?
Yeah, it's my last semester. Do I feel like I'm alone? Yeah, definitely. Like you're always alone, especially online. It's like you essentially like don't even go there. Like So and I've never had a face to face. I don't know any of these people look like that I'm talking to. The teachers, you don't really have a conversation with them other than a few emails. So everything I do, I've never had a Zoom class up there. It's all been online. So everything is just virtual, and it's kind of tough.
How do you keep yourself motivated in that? Like, is it like the goal is the motivation? Like the
goal now is I got this far, I'm gonna finish. That's the motivation. Like I'm 1 semester away, and then I see him. I starting to see my friends day into day careers about to enter their careers. I'm like, that's about to be me. Just finish it out. That's about to be you in a couple months. So I draw motivation from Desai. My other friend, he goes to school in Florida. He's an engineer. I'm like, he's about to be done too. I'm just seeing everything, and I'm like, that's the life I want. I want to get into my career and do everything like that. Uh, I would say this to the athletes. Take JUCO serious. Take it very, very serious, because you don't know how long basketball is going to go, or football, whatever sport you play. Like, it comes to a short end, and then you want to be prepared for what's next. So take advantage of all that you got at junior college. And to the regular students, and to everybody really, just like anything you do, however good you get at something is on you. Like, now, whether you get rich off it, that's kind of out of our control. But however smart I get, however good I'm able to shoot my jump shot, like, that's about the work I put in. So I'm truly, like, putting the work. I truly believe you're gonna get better, and that's all to your own discretion. Like, that's no
Yeah.
external stuff. That's not Mr. Heath problem. That's nobody else's problem but yours. However good you get is
Facts.
on you.
Right.
I like that. I like that. How about you guys cool if we talk about money for a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe let's start with the obvious. How did you pay for college? Like, how's that been looking like? Student
Man.
loans, just paying as you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll start off. Man, I'm gonna keep it 100. I was broke all the way out through junior college to to San Diego State. The thing is, that's one thing that was different. That was huge. Junior college. Oh my gosh, me and Cole could tell you. We struggling on a day to day bad. Like, we'll share meals, we'll whatever we need to do. It was a real grind. Like, I wasn't making no money. I couldn't work. We're there every single day from the morning till the end of the day. So fast food was helping us out. Luckily CSM, I was one of the promised students there, so I was able to have my whole everything paid for, my tuition paid for. I was blessed. I was grateful for that. But going to San Diego State, yeah, I had to take out a lot of student loans, which I'm gonna have to pay back. But luckily, when I did make the team my second year, I was getting paid from playing basketball, and that was huge for me because I didn't even expect. I was never gonna play for money. I never thought to play for money, but then now with NIL, this whole thing, uh, players getting paid, just off your name, image, and likeness, and that helped me out a lot. I also worked a job out there in San Diego, just a coaching job at a elementary school, which helped me out a little bit. And then on top of that, I was really living off my internships that I worked at for PwC. I made a lot of money during the summer, and that kind of catapulted me into the year. So off those three incomes, it was helping me out to stay afloat for my 3 years. But yeah, no, student loans, fast food, there was still things that were helping me out. And I think as a college, especially as a student, as a student athlete, it's difficult to, especially as a student athlete, it's difficult to be able to still bring in income and focus on school like you would want to. You know what I mean? It's a lot of time management that you would have to discipline and put yourself into a space if you want to be able to do that, unless you have money or you come from money. But yeah, for me, I was struggling. I was struggling even in San Diego. Even my last year graduated, I was struggling. I think just now I'm feeling to say like I'm a little bit more comfortable. That's just because I have more time to work, I have more time to network, I have more time to figure out what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I was
Are
definitely
you
I was definitely struggling throughout
are
college.
you leaving the experience straddled with any debt, or are you pretty?
Yeah, I have a loan I have to pay off, which I don't think I can pay it off yet. I think I have to wait a couple months until I can pay that. But it's not too bad. I was in state, so I was an out of state student, and then on top of that, yeah, I'll be able to pay it off pretty soon.
And you went to community college, so it was a little less expensive.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
you said you
exactly.
were in the promise program. Was it free tuition for you then, or
Yeah, it was free. I didn't have to pay a dime through my years throughout CSM,
nice?
which I'm very grateful
Nice.
for
What
sure.
about you, Co?
Junior college. Shout out FAFSA. Shout out all the Cal grants. Shout out to all of them. I think I might have paid something one time, like a $500 one time thing. I might have had to pay. My mom paid it. I didn't pay it. Shout out moms. In junior college, like you said, I was broke. like broke, 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 broke. And then I was working at Burlington, and I remember he told me one time, man, what you gonna do, man? We was on the bench arguing, and I was like, man, I'm done with this. I'm done, bro. This coach tripping. I'm done. He was like, oh, what you gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna work. He was like, where you gonna work at? I was like, Burlington. He was like Burlington. He was like, come on, man, come on, and sub back in the game, go back in. So I'm just like, all right, yeah, he's right, but yeah, going into Cal State East Bay, I took out definitely a lot of loans, a few loans. I got some grants too, so I don't have to pay back too much. Like you said, I was in state and I was online, so I didn't have no dorm or any of that. And I was also able to stay at home, so I didn't have to spend too much money. I was able to work a lot, so my debt isn't crazy. Uh, Really, most of the things I had to pay for were just textbooks, things like that. Nothing really too crazy. It wasn't that expensive going to CSU, especially online. But I definitely have some loans to pay back, but not nothing too crazy.
Yep.
And I appreciate FAST for all the Cal grants, scholarships too. I got a couple scholarships, so all of that, I'm grateful for all that, for real.
Nice. How about I don't even know why I'm going to ask this question given how passionate I am about it. But how about financial literacy? Do you guys, and I'm not talking about the financial accounting and managerial accounting, I'm talking like personal finance. Were you exposed to any of that stuff in college?
Man, I'd say right now that I'm looking at it as a whole, no, not at all. Uh, I feel like just now, this past couple months, I recently just met a guy. His name is Dave Newgart. He owns an accounting firm out here around this area. He's an enrolled agent and a CPA himself. He's been teaching me a lot of game overall, just being financially literate. I never really had somebody that I can just call on and ask questions about. I mean, for the most part, my father and my mother, they'll tell me what they know when it comes to credit. They don't really do much investing, but they'll teach me the basics. So I knew the basics of it, but I feel like now I'm learning a lot more than I ever learned in college, just through my mentor himself. He's been teaching me just about taxes himself. Taxes is huge. Taxes, investing, from where you put your money, how you spend your money. And I feel like there's not a lot of courses or classes that you could take that can really make you financially literate, especially as a college student, unless I didn't see it. And then even for basketball, when we had one financial advising meeting a year, not to knock the coaches or anything, but that it really didn't really help us. It just they brought us in, and a lot of student athletes, they weren't paying attention as well, because our main focus is to play
Yeah.
sports, to play basketball.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, we're just like, okay, there were tunnel vision. A lot of my teammates were tunnel vision. I was one of the few basketball players at my school that I knew I was a walk on. I knew my time was coming to an end, so I'm gonna focus on, listen. Let me focus on these financial advising meetings, because I'm going into a big four company,
Yeah.
and I want to understand this. I want to get more financially literate. But the things they were telling us, it was definitely very knowledgeable and very educating. But we only got one a year, so it was like, okay, I'm listening, but I'm trying to pay attention. And again, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But I would ask them questions, and they helped me out a lot. It was more just telling us that we have to file our taxes, and that's the difference. That's the thing. Like, uh athletes, we also don't know how. I mean, I'm gonna speak for myself. I had no idea, and I'm an accounting, major. I had no idea how to file my taxes the correct, compliant
Yeah.
way, especially being an athlete and working regular jobs. I'm getting W-2 forms, but I'm also getting 1099 forms. I'm self-employed, but I'm also employed. I had to do all these things. I had no idea that I had to do this for my taxes. So I think now that I'm starting to see this, and now I'm starting to learn from somebody himself who does it on a daily basis, I'm starting to also become more financially literate. That I would never learn this in college.
Nice.
Um,
Well,
but yeah, I would just
it's a
yeah, go ahead.
complicated situation that you're describing, right? So, like getting a W-2 versus a 1099. I would
Right,
imagine most people who are listening to this conversation don't even know
right,
what those are. So, so my,
right.
so I guess I have two questions. One is there anything that you wish you knew, like while you were in school? And then what is your main priority moving forward when it comes to your financial wealth? So like looking back, what do you wish you knew? And then moving forward, what's your main priority?
Looking back, I wish I would knew the stuff I know right now when it comes to taxes for sure. Just learning that everything is a tax play. And I'm still learning this right now. I've been learning a lot this summer. Um, Learning how to save your money correctly, learning how to budget your money correctly. I'm making money, I'm spending it fast. Like, I'm an athlete. I'm just on food or something. I'm hungry. I got to eat. I'm not thinking to budget it in the correct space so I could save this amount and invest this amount. I did a lot of investing, a little bit of investing, and I did a little bit of saving, but for the most part, I didn't budget it correctly. I didn't sit down and create a budget. So I think going back, I would definitely learn how to budget my money that I'm making correctly, and then just being more cognitive of that, and then being more cognitive of investing, taxes, yeah, and just overall, just that financial space.
And have you seen, like, to me, the power of compound interest? Like when I was your age, I
Yeah,
remember the first time I saw, man, if you were to just invest like $3,000 a year from the time you were maybe 24 all the way to 35, just
yeah,
doing that and investing it the right way and seeing that money compound over time, like that
yeah,
was like a really profound moment for me. And so I'm just wondering,
yeah,
have you been exposed to the power of compound interest and the
yeah,
importance
yeah.
of investing?
For sure. And you're one of the main people that opened my eyes to that in junior college. And that's why I really thought that was cool. I don't know if you said putting your money into a 401k or a Roth IRA.
A Roth,
Either
definitely a Roth. Yeah,
Roth IRA.
yeah.
And that's what I did this past year. And I was still like, I heard you, but I didn't really think about it till probably last year. And like, because I heard it again, I'm like, man, that's what Mr. Heath said. That's why I called you up that one time. Like, hey, Mr. Heath, what do you think about this? And hey, I ended up putting some money into a Roth IRA, and I'm just able to seeing that just grow by itself without me doing anything with that is good to see. You know what I mean? It makes you feel good that you can making your money grow in different ways.
Nice.
Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, just sure seeing that with my
Nice.
eyes.
How about you, Co?
Um, when it comes to the tax stuff, he's been teaching me a lot lately too. I've been, I pick his mind a lot. He's showing me everything, and especially the guy you met, Dave. Serious dude, knows what he's talking about. But for me personally, I met a lot of people through the business side. I know people that own fashion brands and stuff like that, how to monetize it, how to market it, the strategic business plan that you want, the target audience, just how to grow your business.
Yeah.
That's more what I've learned lately. I've been doing like modeling photo shoots, so you meet a lot of photographers, a lot of try on different clothing, and they tell you like, man, a lot of this stuff is easy. Get your LLC, use it as a tax write-off. You can do a lot under that name. Even if you pass out turkeys, that could be a tax write-off to the community. Boom. Throw a birthday party. That's a tax write-off. Like call it a such and such event for your LLC. Anything. A lot of things could be written off through taxes. The Roth IRA, you told me to make one. I made one, Mr. Heath.
No
Thank you.
shit.
Shout out to you. Yeah, I went about 2.5 months ago. Yeah, I made one when you told me to go make it. So,
That's fucking awesome.
yeah,
You guys feel like
and
just
then
explaining what a Roth IRA is? Or do either one of you feel comfortable explaining that?
So I could try. I'm still shaky. I'm still learning, but I got the basic gist of it.
it, it,
Um,
interest grows over time. I know that it
right.
grows over time. You put a little bit in. It's basically like a retirement plan, pretty much. Like
But
essentially.
so there is I'm not grilling you. I'm just wanting you to
Mm,
explain to not me. You put your money into an IRA, a traditional
hmm
IRA, or a Roth IRA. Just
right.
wondering if you guys know the difference between the traditional IRA and the Roth IRA.
Yeah,
I,
I couldn't.
I just said Roth IRA. I went in and I said I need a Roth IRA account, and it was
I
like, okay,
don't know,
Mr. McCoy.
motherfucker told me to do this, so I'm just gonna do it.
Right, right, yeah, and that's the thing. We really don't get taught this as student athletes, especially where we're from. We don't have no knowledge on this. So if we hear something that sounds promising, we're most of the time we're gonna follow that. But then again, that's not always the best thing to do. But we trusted our professors, we trusted these people we're talking to. But we definitely have to do our more research
Yeah,
on it and get more
yeah.
information from it. I know for what I did, I invested in a Roth IRA. I know it's related to the S and P 500, so the top 500 companies in the U.S. And from what I know, the most basic thing, those companies are going to grow. So putting this money into that, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's gonna build. My money's gonna build. It's gonna grow.
So
So that's
what you're both articulating is compound interest and the importance of investing, right?
right.
So the difference between the Roth and the traditional is that when you put your money in a Roth IRA, when you go to take it out, let's say you're 60 years old, you got $1 million in your Roth IRA, because it's in a Roth IRA, when you pull it out tax free, right? So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you have $1 million in your account, you get to spend that $1 million. You don't have to pay taxes on it. A
Yeah.
traditional IRA is you have to pay taxes when you take stuff out. The advantage of a traditional IRA is that it shelters you from paying taxes today. So if you were to make a bunch of
Mhm.
money today and you put some of that money into a traditional IRA, the government's not going to tax you today on what you're making, right?
Mm.
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
so,
Right.
so
Right.
for
Right.
people who are not making a whole lot of money and they are really young, you guys are at a very low tax bracket, right? So the more money you make, the higher your tax rate. And so
For
since you
sure.
guys are just getting started in life, your tax basis and your tax rate's pretty low. So you don't
For
really
sure.
have to worry about sheltering your money because your tax rate's pretty low. So what you want to do
Right.
is you want to put your money into a Roth so that way when
Right.
it grows to $1 million, it's all yours.
Right.
For somebody like
Right.
me,
Right.
where my income is way higher than yours, I'm constantly trying to figure out like what are the ways that I can reduce my tax.
Your taxable income. Your taxable income. Right.
Exactly today
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
because I'm taxed at such a high rate. So like for me,
Makes sense.
the traditional IRA, if I was even
Yeah.
able to participate in it, would be the way for me to go because my tax rate's so high. But I'll just tell
Gotcha.
you this right now, like you're going to get bombarded with all sorts of like financial information, like individuals telling you, "Hey, this is what you should be doing. Hey,
Right.
this is what I did to do to grow my wealth." So I'll just tell you two things. One, I would really trust and listen to the people that you trust for your financial advice, right? So if you see something on the internet, like
Yeah.
I would treat it with a grain of salt. If it's coming from me or this guy that you're talking about in Southern California, if it's somebody that you trust and you respect, like you give more weight to that advice. And I would
For
just
sure.
employ that for the rest of your life because I promise you,
For sure.
there's all sorts of shit that I hear about all the time that I don't really know much about. And
Right.
so I call my friends and people that I trust and I sort of bounce ideas off of them. And that's sort of what everybody does. So I would just
Yeah.
continue to do what you guys are doing. And then the second thing, which is probably way more important, is that you don't want to just open the accounts. You actually want to put money into the accounts. It's just
For
like
sure.
investing in your education, right? The
Hmm.
way that you approached your education the right way, you want to do the same thing with building your wealth. Like most people who don't reach their financial goals, they don't reach them because they don't get started and they don't consistently contribute. But if you were to
Right.
step back and talk to those individuals that made their financial goals a reality, it's they started and they consistently did it over a long period.
Day out.
So like
Yeah.
those are really the only two big ones that I would
For sure.
encourage both of you to kind of think about.
For sure. For
So
sure. Yeah.
all right, well,
Thank you for
how
that.
about let's end this on where are you guys heading? Like what's the end game over the next 4 or 5 years?
You want to go, Cole? You want me to
Yeah,
go?
no, I'll go. Well, since this is my last semester, I'm about to be done. So around October, in late September, early October, I'm gonna start pushing out these applications to these, different places to work at. PwC is definitely gonna be one of them. And I'm just gonna send them out, as many as I can. But I really want to use my 9 to 5 wherever I go work at to fund my fashion business because I want to have my own brand and do a lot. I want to get into social media content, streaming, while still maintaining the financial side of what I'm doing. So in 5 years, I see myself living how I want to live, where I want to live, doing what I do best
Nice.
and living,
So am I
Yeah.
hearing that you're a model? Did I?
I'm modeling right now.
Did I?
I'm modeling
That
right
was a
now
mouth.
a little bit. I'm modeling right now, but after this, I'm gonna go behind the camera and I'm gonna be,
Dude, I think I don't.
Hey, don't let him
doing the
fool
real
you,
stuff.
Mr. Heath.
I was
He a
just,
model.
I
Don't
was
let him
just gonna
fool you.
say, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I like during the pandemic, I think while I was teaching your classes, I wrote a personal finance textbook. And when I was done, I was like, man, what's the fucking name gonna be? And so I'm like, I'm gonna just put like the big bold fuck you across the title.
Yeah.
Because, like, for one, that's just who I am, and two,
Yeah.
it's just like, who's gonna fucking stop and read a personal finance textbook, right? So I'm like, if I put something abrasive, it might get somebody to stop and
For
open
sure.
the book. So anyway, dude, I've like created a whole brand around my.
That's
I
tough.
got the tattoo. Like I got "fuck you" tattooed
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
to my forehead.
Nah, I need me a shirt. I need me a shirt, Mr.
Damn,
Yeah, I
Heath.
you
know.
need a
So that's
shirt.
what I'm saying. So, Kel, I'm gonna send you guys a shirt after this, and if you can,
For sure.
if you can send me
That's
back
tough.
some modeling
Yeah.
pictures.
Mr. He gonna be out here next week, man. We gotta go out to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
got to get together.
Let's do that. I'll
For
hand
sure.
deliver two of them to you.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there we go.
Desai, how about you? What are your over the next?
Yeah.
What's the goal?
Yeah, I touched on it earlier. I start working for PwC in September. Um I had these 3 months to kind of just take risk and just to see if I can optimize these relationships and these networks that I made over the years playing at San Diego State, meeting a lot of these donors that that are wealthy and that are either business owners or they're doing it themselves, just able to bounce ideas and questions off them, um, building a lot of mentorships. So I stayed out here this way for 3 months instead of going back home to the Bay Area, and I ended up, making a good relationship with with the guy that I mentioned that owns an accounting firm himself. So he's in the same field as me, and he's been teaching me a lot. So with him, I've been helping him kind of hand in hand, and we've been having our own kind of business endeavors that he wanted to do for me, and that I wanted to kind of focus on myself. But it's perfect that I'm working for a firm like PwC too, just to build that credibility up as well. And then eventually, I want to get into my own business for amending tax returns for athletes that are dealing with NIL, because I know for a fact a lot of my teammates right now, they're making a lot of money for college athletes, and they don't necessarily know what to do with it. They don't know how to manage it. They don't know how to file their taxes. It's a common thing that athletes don't even file their taxes because they don't even know how to go about it. So I want to be able to go back and help out these athletes, um, and start teaching them and start being more knowledgeable in this area to just become overall financially literate, and then end up building my own business through that. But yeah, that's where I've been at right now. So I've been doing that. I've been out here in San Diego, planning on planning on doing both. If PwC allows, and then going from there.
On the PwC side, are you going into tax or are you going into auditing?
I'm going into audit, and I kind of want to go into tax, and that was just more of the simple fact I didn't know what to do when I got into PwC.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I should go the insurance route or the tax route, so I kind of just by default got placed in the audit, in audit. But I'm gonna see if I can go, see if I can change over to tax, maybe a year from now or maybe a couple months from now, but just to see if I think they're pretty flexible. I just more got to communicate, and I got to build my networks over there as well. So
Exactly. Yeah, because
see how it
it
goes.
sounds like the tax side would be more in line with what you just
For sure, for sure.
articulated. And I'll
Yeah, for sure.
just tell you a couple of things. It applies to both of you, but like skills pay the bills, right? So like you want to develop
Yeah.
skills, and
Yep.
so like decide when you go to PwC, I would really try to move into the tax side and just like
Yeah.
build the skill, like understand how the tax code works, understand
Sure.
how people with high wealth file their taxes, what are the issues
Right.
that come up. And the more that you learn those skills, like I remember, so I went into tax when I graduated, And I spent like 6 months to a year in that practice, and I absolutely hated it. And I was like, I can't fucking deal with this. These people are crazy. It's too much fucking work, and I don't like the work. And so I quickly left and went into, I wouldn't say I regret where I went, but I really didn't appreciate what was happening in the tax practice at PwC straight out of college. Right. So I was like, man, I want to be on the golf course, giving tax advice, schmoozing with the
Right.
clients. Like I wanted to do all
Right.
that, but I didn't realize
Right.
at the time that you can't really do that until you have the wealth of knowledge that's required for somebody to trust their money with you. And so
Right.
your immediate goal really should be just as you articulated it, with the emphasis
Yeah.
being you need to learn as much as you possibly can at PwC
100%.
so that you can use that, leverage it to do your own thing, right?
Right.
So
Right.
so that's number one, like definitely learn your skills, and I would try to move into the tax practice if that's the direction you
Yeah.
think you want to go. And then the other one, which is also, I already think I heard you touch on it, is PwC will chew you up and spit you out, right? And I'm not being disrespectful to PwC, but for the most part, every big company, their interest is serving their clients. Their interest is
Right.
not you, regardless of what they
Right.
say. So
Yeah.
you have to advocate for yourself. Okay.
For
So
sure.
so the best way to do that is to just do really good work, ask questions, always go into somebody's office with a notepad, and just like
Yeah.
build that reputation for being a problem solver. And
Right.
in addition, advocate for what you want, right? So there's a group of clients that you may find interesting. You need to be vocal that those are the clients that you want to work with.
For sure.
Practice that's really interesting to see. So even when you do decide to go into tax, there's all sorts of different types of taxes that you would do. You could do
Right.
visual taxes, you could do corporate taxes, you could do partnership taxes. So
Yep.
like you're constantly like being exposed to new opportunities, new service lines, and you just constantly want to be doing good work and
Yeah.
advocating for the types of work and projects you want to work on.
For sure. For
And
sure.
Kori, going back to you, my main advice to you is to network with as many people as you possibly can at the moment, right? Because
Yeah.
my daughter is currently at the same life level that you're at. She's currently she's going to graduate in May, not December, but she's in the process of looking for work. And what she's finding is that she's already way behind the eight ball, right? So she's heading into her senior year and she's like, oh, I really want to go work for this management consulting company. But what happens is the experience is a lot like what happened to Desai, right? So Desai interned his sophomore summer with PwC, and then he interned his junior summer with PwC, and then he was given an offer at the end of I'm assuming he was given a full-time offer at the end of his
Yeah.
junior summer. So like a lot of the firms that, Kori, you may want to go work for are already like filling out their first year associate levels with people who have already been interning for the last 2 or 3 years. So for you to land a really good job at like a company like PwC, not having the internships under your belt, you just have to do more work to put your face in front of the right people. And the more you network, the more you reach out to people on LinkedIn. Like I would definitely go onto LinkedIn, create a nice professional looking page, and then just start cold calling the fuck out of everybody that you could possibly find on there. So I'm
Yep.
starting this podcast and I probably reach out, I'm not even fucking lying, I probably reach out to like 20 people a day. And I'm lucky if I get one person to reply a week. So like literally my hit rate is about 1 in 100, if not worse than that. You two morons were like the first the easiest thing to get you guys to come on. But
Nah, for
usually
sure.
it's like nobody fucking wants to do this. And so Kori, your experience looking for a job is going to be the same thing. Okay. So it's going to be super easy for you to send out 10 resumes, 50 resumes, 100 resumes, and not hear shit in return. And it'll be really easy for some internal voice in your head to say, fuck it, this isn't what I'm meant to do. It's not working out, and I should just go do something else. Like, I would encourage you to beat back that voice and to just go full bore and just constantly tell yourself you're on the right path, and it just requires a shit ton of rejection at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Because it's not, unfortunately, it's going to happen. Like, I'm going through it, and look, it's hard. Like, there's been days where I'm just like, this is such a fucking waste of time. I don't even know why I'm doing it. And I would imagine that you're going to face a similar experience. And for me, I could very easily give up. It's not going to, but you don't have that luxury, and you're too good of a kid to not land on your feet. So I would just encourage you to like stay positive in the face of a lot of no return emails.
Yeah. Now we gonna make it, Mr. Heath. We all gonna make it. Yeah.